you couldn't see my face, my entire being. Yes, there it is. That's the look you want. I'm gonna get a Jerry curl. All you gotta do is not look. That's a battle right there. Don't look. Don't think about it. Hmm. And then the song changes in my mind. You know what I mean? So this one's good, but do I really want to sing it right now? I'm working on it, though, but I've got to work on it. But I like to talk sometimes, somewhat. Not really. What am I talking about? Follow my own advice. Words are spoken in my mind a long time ago. And opinions solicited, advice, my advice, others' advice. An opinion solicited is not the same as one freely offered. You know, only speak when spoken to. ultimately disrespectful. Fighting words. Or just know when you're not where you want to be. This is a lower vibrational conversation right here about to come up. But just see if we can make the statement and then come back to somewhere else. In general, I see myself appreciating people more by not talking to them and gallivanting around them like I know something that they don't, or appreciating them as if I'm speaking with them without them knowing that I'm speaking with them directly, and they're not knowing how it is I am in the first place. More like, so, talking to somebody who doesn't really want to talk to you back, though invites you to participate in the conversation up until a point where someone who retrieves the conversation later to be used in train of thought for them to recommend themselves better actions without having looked at you one time in the conversation after said mime showed up to repeat the conversation that already took place in your mind before you went home and thought about it again to take off and come back with the same mindset that you left with. Appreciate my value, not to be valued. You're talking to yourself. Right. You have the wrong idea about me, apparently. So here, layman's. When you're speaking to somebody or somebody offers, solicits you into a conversation, they ask you something, they seem like they want to get advice from you or whatever, and you weren't looking to give them advice, but you can tell that there was something on their mind that they wanted to talk about. Right? And they even offer you the conversation by, man, yeah, and then they even say your name. Yeah, man, oh man, Bean or Chris or whatever your name is. And what's a lot on my mind, dog? What do you want to talk about? Obviously, you came to me to talk to me because you know I'm somebody that you can confide in, that you can trust with conversation, not to go elsewhere. Right? So you chose me to participate with. But it's already because you know what I'm going to say is going to be the hurtful type of thing. It's going to be the stuff that you want to know about. And I'm even going to offer you assistance in whatever way I can. But I do notice that what happens is people come along who they feel more familiar with, but to the untrained eye, seems to be a conversation going on that's not really going on there or taking place. But then listen, anyway, so then these people start to talk. And then you watch them talk, and then they ultimately, you try to talk in the conversation too, and they're ignoring you. Like, right? You're like, what the fuck? But I know you hear me talking, but it's almost as if y'all fixated on an emotional point, and then you're looking at me like, stop talking. Like you're not looking at me, you're looking at each other, but you're talking, and then y'all kind of are psychically linked, or whatever that is. It's a connection that people have. And they're talking, and then I'm looking at them, and I'm like, but while they're talking, they're gauging the argument to be had by the level of destruction they place on me. So as in the more I try to interact in the conversation, and the more I'm like, hey, well, I'm saying something like blah, 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 just to be funny or just still interacting with the conversation, and they're intentionally talking over me or trying not to interact with me anymore until I stop talking completely. And then when they're like, hey, I'm like, yeah, I'm no longer interested in you served your purpose in my conversation and shit, right? Now listen, hey man, with great power comes great responsibility. You know what I mean? I hate to say that shit. But man, when I say I want to womp on your ass for doing that to me, like really, I want to take the fuck off. Like just woo, 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 woo. Ba, 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 ba. Fuck wrong with you? Sit down, punk. Never mind, nigga. I don't want to talk about nothing no more with you motherfuckers anyway. Like, bro, what the fuck was that about? That's more rude and more disrespectful than any other sentence you could have came up with. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm not here anymore. But not knowing I'm the big dog type to be like, hey, you don't hear me fucking talking to you? I was just said something. No, hey, bro, what you chill? What you all, motherfucker? What? Nah, nigga. And you know what the fuck you doing? What you trying to make me a pencil for? You trying to push me around? You trying to push letter eraser, nigga? Which one you want to do? Fuck wrong with you boys, man? Everybody, it just make me want to be silent. Like, what the fuck am I even talking for? Why are we talking? I guess I have the crowd of people that I suspect may be involved in my intuition, so I can speak more with them. Guide my hand more. Well, people ain't really gonna like who I am. Do I really want them to like me? No, it's not really about that. I want to like them. I want to be liked, but I want to be liked so I can like you more, so I can help you more. You know what I mean? You don't even understand what it's like. It's like, I gotta take a different approach always. But the synonymous, the synonymity, or what's the word, between this version of me silent and listening more. Just take the advice and just listen more. But you know how it is. I turn into somebody else, right? Well, I'm me, but I like who I become, but very sturdy, but very bright, But also, there's a similarity between this and the other way, that way of being, which I have to integrate anyway. So, you know what I mean? People make motions to try to harm me all the time. And I'm like, wow, man, like, are they really trying to harm me? Well, bro, and just listen, and this is what I mean, and I'm going to have to say this, and I want to get it off my chest. It's not like I'm, like, bro. And then I feel weaker because of it. I'm like, oh, vulnerability is people or something, Like now I feel softer because I allow you to step on me this way. Why am I allowing you to step on me this way? Why am I being offended by it? Like, let me just let it go. Because I'm present with you, I wouldn't even be here with you in the first place. Well, while I'm here, I would like to address you with company that's good to keep. This is the conversation that's too deep for people and shit, I think. I suppose. Whatever, like, bro. Because I always have the mindset, this is a simple version. I know we really recollect with each other with this one. Well, I want to move beyond it. I want to make more of them. Something different to say besides not make for war, prepare for peace. I suppose I can see that if your out exterior is always daunting that way and shit. But I mean, more so, prepare for peace or pray for peace, prepare for war, pray for peace. Pray for peace, prepare for war type of thing. Be prepared for it, but also hope that you have peace. Is that the wrong way of looking at things? But see, what do you find about between those two things? Not praying for war, but being prepared for peace. Already might get you slaughtered. Well, it depends. Hey man, I don't really like acting with that. That gloved hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people make fun of me because I sit here and I practice my vigilance and authority over human beings with such said progressions as video games and Sir Lancelot's and whatnot. But it's really there for me. It's making more merry with me than you are. Chicken with a visor on. How you doing? He's holding a checkerboard. He's just holding a chessboard like this is a chicken. He's sitting on the edge of like a brick wall, a low brick wall with a fucking visor on like the guy from Star Trek, and he's like holding his chessboard. It's one of those, what does it have, like a briefcase, and you open it up and he's holding it, but they're magnetic pieces and they're stuck to the board, and he's playing with himself while watching TV. Like he's watching whatever he's watching and shit. He's like moving one on this side and he's moving the other side and shit. He's got the board just like this. He's watching. Brightest young man ever. Oh, bro, stop eating meat. You know what I mean? Like, what are meat domes? Would ever think that you wouldn't be able to really talk to an animal because you smell like them? Whoa. Why the fuck would I be conversating with you? You smell like you eat my people. I'm brave ass chicken in there talking to him. Like, not knowing that if he spoke, you would actually probably stop eating them. Like, whoa! And some people would eat them more. Oh, what were you gonna say earlier? Like, then some motherfucking human somewhere would act like Hannibal Lecter would have chickens sitting in fucking chairs and shit with the tops popped off of them. You know what I'm saying? Deep frying parts of them and shit. You know, and that would be legal for a little while. That's us. Always gonna find something to play with. How long would it be legal, you think? I can't see the goddamn. Who's this? What the fuck do you want? Oh. Hey, people. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Please don't knock the camera over. There, sweet cheeks. One of my favorite people right now, bro. I swear to God. Look up. Look up. Look at her face. Look at her face. Wow, now that's an alien kitty if you ever saw one. Oh, my bad, my bad. I'm dropping her head. What the fuck, nigga? My bad. Yeah, here you go. Come on back, stupid. So I can abuse you again. Come on. Powerful punches I need. You know, I don't want to be, I don't need to do a bunch of them, but hey, listen, I train to do a lot of them, you know, just to be able to, listen, I'm talking about so that I can just constantly throw this way, stay moving, throwing punches, kicks, everything. So I'm constantly breathing and moving and shit for 45 minutes straight. Then break 15 minutes, do it again, break 15 minutes, do it again. But don't stop. Altogether, you might break like between those what is that? That's a 45-minute break total. That's too much of a break. No, that's a good break. So like for that long, you get your breath, get some water and shit, and then you do it again. And you just fucking rock it. But look, I be trying to look. I'm bringing that shit from the ground through the ball of my foot, pushing through up my extremities, my leg, through into my glute muscle, through my fucking core, through my stomach, into my fucking back and my chest last before reaching my arm and shit. Wow! Right? Every time though. But trying to get it down pat. I'm trying to move expeditiously too, but then trying not to being more reactive, more so than precipitating and shit, right? Which I do a lot of, you know. But I'm like, yeah, I got a nice combination of the two. But then see, when you get so used to precipitating things and shit, the things that catch you off guard will make you stop real quick. And that's right there where they get you. Oh, shit. You know? So, but, you know. What? Now I'm talking about this shit. You want to fucking talk to me? You want to hang out with me? Yeah, but no, really though. And then do that more. So that way, listen. And then look, fight might not last long, but you got to take into account adrenaline, fight or flight, and remember to breathe because you can pass out. So, and then depending on the level of whatever the external stimulation would be, motherfucker might be huge. Whatever, and then it's like, oh, he's huge, right? And then, but that was put in your brain as a woman from online through pornography. So it's like an image burning in your head. So you say that you go pause, but on the inside, it's a woman like, So it's like submissiveness and shit. And it's growing inside of your groin or something. right? Turning you to a little wee bitch. What? It was coming from the goddamn. I don't know, whatever. But yeah. So yeah, man. So every fucking time I'm like, but I want to, but without hurting no joints. I still want to keep it light. So like, how do I see? Look, now I got to remember to use my feet, and my legs, and shit to draw power, to draw, and then the inertia to build it up, right? And then, but kind of lighten up at the top. Whatever I'm using, I need to lighten up before I make contact, so I don't damage anything. I don't want to damage anything, except for what I'm hitting. So I can, and I want to keep it light because I want to transfer the energy. I don't want to retain any of it, because when I'm too tight, I'm holding on to that energy in my body instead of releasing it. But I don't want to pop my elbow either. Wow. So measurements are concerning and shit too. So I got to make sure my measurements are proper. So that way, I'll make sure I'm connecting with you in the right way though. Unless I'm not really trying to hurt you, then I want to kind of meet you here. I want to barely meet you a little here and shit, or wherever I'm hitting you at. I want to meet you like right here. I'm just tapping you and shit versus stepping into your ass and then, transferring that energy from here with my elbow. So I go, and I meet you here already. Look, my elbow is still like this, so I done fucking, and I still got more to go. I still gotta fucking get all of that out here because I built it up from here. Wow! But I went, boop. So the rest of that shit was like, And I was punching for the back of your head anyway. Well, that's one of the lessons I was taught. When I'm punching at something, in order to teach myself to hit harder, was to, if you're punching at somebody's face, punch for the back of their head. Wherever you're punching at. You hit them in the chest, you're trying to punch them in the back or the organ. You're trying to hit that organ. So that way you naturally just go a little bit further and shit with it. But that's, I think that's kind of hard. It's not harmless. I don't think it's harmless. So, you know what I mean? Respect to the owner of the body. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to condemn? So what is the punishment? Why am I putting my hands on you? What made me, the person relevant to discuss judge and jury and shit with you in that moment? Who the fuck am I? That shit weighs on me all the time. So it's like, and it make me hesitant sometimes. I know I'm wrong. I know I'm like, this is, unless you want to be a savage. Well, that's the conditioning I have. So it's like, it means something to me to be that way. You can think of it however you want to think about it. You know what I'm saying? But, most probably acting out of character, So, that. But, yeah, man. So I got a little bit of time. Word. I don't know if I want to get into that Metal Gear Solid right now, but I was playing on Reforger, and that shit was pretty sweet. They didn't record it. I was like, man, I really want to. I got this one right here, and this is straight. This one is. I put maybe on this motherfucker, maybe. And that's because I like how it came out. And it was kind of smooth and shit, but it's not hitting on the note. I'm probably gonna have to go somewhere else and record it. I know I should have done that already, but I want to go somewhere where I can really, but louder, bigger than that, like more of that. Like it's gonna come from here. And then you're gonna sing it too. You'll be singing this song, but it'll be a little smoother for you, a little bit more for your ears. I mean, your ears ain't ready and shit. Only certain people are gonna have the ears for that. You're like, wow, I really like this. I'm like, that sounds like opera. That sounds like church music and shit. I'm like, it sounds a little bit like everything. I think, you'll be singing this song over and over, and we'll sing along in the hopes that you're sober, so we'll get along. You're like, whoa. Whoa! 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 Yeah. Real good. Real good. Look what I'm downloading right now. You know, look. And I'm going to download Battlefield 1 for the war stories. Bro. Where did they go wrong? What happened? What happened after Battlefield 5? What happened before that? What happened with Battlefield 4? Because Battlefield 4 story wasn't very good either. 3 was pretty good. Could have been better. You know, but it really had a good story to it. None of them really had the best stories, but they're pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you would play Call of Duty for the story and then you would play Battlefield for the multiplayer, it switched around at some point where Battlefield had better stories, Call of Duty had shitty stories, and more of a close deathmatch type of multiplayer, you know? I was going to play Modern Warfare 1 and 2 remastered, but they don't have 2 on goddamn PC, so I got to play it on PlayStation. Which is cool with me because I got the VR headset that probably is projecting Project Bluebeam right into my goddamn forehead, you know? But I'm aware of it, though. Hey, look, I'm conscious of it. Therefore, I have power over it. Right? Look, I got Beyond Two Souls. It's great. Man, I miss her, bro. Boy, oh my God, I miss her so much. That's, you know. Luckily, I got a woman I work with that looks just like her ass. Like, damn. Well, not just like her, but close enough. Close enough. And her butt wobbles, too. Damn. She don't wear panties either. That motherfucker's be jiggling and shit. And when she sees me, she makes it jiggle extra hard. She's like, oh, look at that. I'm like, she likes that. She want me. Well, she probably likes all the niggas to be looking and shit, but I'm just saying. In particular, I feel like in particular, she makes that motherfucker clap for me. Well, you know I want to hit that motherfucker. Like, look at that's it's really sweet of you. Thank you. It's really sweet. It's very sweet of you. All right, but I'll never talk to her. I'm like, hey, what's up? Sometimes I'll say hi and shit. You know what I'm saying? No.